Hi guys, I'm Lisa and I'm going to take you today for your Pilates class. So you don't need any equipment, just a bit of floor space. If you have a mat, you just need the space of your mat. If you don't have a mat, just pop your hands out left and right and just twirl from left to right, just to make sure you don't hit or knock anything, that you have enough space there, okay? What we're going to start with today is mermaid. So we're going to go for a Z sitting position. So what you'll do, with your left foot, you'll bring it to the back and your right foot to the front. Now this is a big stretch for the hips in itself. You have one hip turned out and one hip turned in. So if you find it difficult to sit in this position, that back leg can come straight out in front. So you can just have the front foot tucked into the front, okay? So if it does start to catch on the back hip, just pop that leg out. Okay, from there, sit up nice and tall, roll your shoulders away. Try your best to keep both knees down. Whether you have the leg out or not, you're going to keep those legs down to the mat. We're going to take a lovely big inhale. As we exhale, right elbow comes down and left arm up and over. Now keep a bit of space between the shoulders and the ears. Look towards that top hand. Feel that stretch between your ribs and hips. Lovely big inhale, reach that top hand up and exhale, back hand up and over. Now we're still looking to keep a bit of space between our shoulders and our ears. You can come up onto that left hand, fully extend that left arm, and then we'll give it a little bend to the elbow and extend. Bend and extend. We'll go for 3, for 2, and last one. Big inhale, reach that arm over. Exhale, left arm up and over. Now we're going to reach that arm as far out of the shoulder as we can to fully stretch that side of the body. Keep reaching, and as you do, you're keeping those knees down to the mat. We have another 3 seconds here. 2, 1, big inhale, reach the hand up. Pop that hand down, extend that left arm, right arm up and over, and then we're going to bend and lengthen. Bend and lengthen, going for 3, for 2, and last one. You can bend that elbow and just reach over as far as you can now with that right arm. Feel that space between those ribs and hips on that side of the body, ribs and hips coming closer together on the opposite side. When you're ready, big inhale, hand comes up like you draw a rainbow, drop the elbow down, and back arm up and over. Reaching that arm out of the shoulder socket, looking up towards that top hand, and relax those shoulders away from the ears. Keep that chest open. Lovely big inhale, hand comes up, place that hand down, exhale, back arm up and over. We're going to go for that little bend with the elbow and extend for 3, for 2, and last one. You can release and center now. Roll your shoulders away, and what we're going to do is pop our hands out in front of our chest. Roll those shoulders back now again. You're going to keep your chest open and your collarbone open for this next one. From here, try to keep the knees down. We're going to inhale, arms go up. Exhale, flex the body to the side. Flex the body to the front. Flex to the opposite side and all the way around. Now as you go around the world, reaching those arms, moving your chest, moving your shoulders, you're working hard to keep those knees down to the mat. So we're getting a lovely stretch in our hips as we mobilize the upper body. Taking your breath with you, I like to exhale as I go around and inhale as I come back to center. One more. And then we'll reverse it, take it the other way around. Now when you reverse it, you might find one side is a little bit easier or harder than the other, but try to match the movement you did in the other direction. So go just as big, even if it means building over a few repetitions. Focusing in on that breath again. And we've got another 2 to go. And then go for your last one. And then when you've finished, pop your hands down to your knees and just roll your shoulders away. Now what we have to do is repeat that on the other side. So we're just going to switch the legs over. So now you're going to have your left foot tucked into the front and right to the back. Again, it is a big stretch for the hips, so that back leg can always just be forward here if needs be, okay? So you do have your modification there if you need it. Don't be afraid to use it, okay? From here, sit up tall, roll the shoulders back, trying to keep the knees down. When you're ready, we're bringing that left elbow down, right arm up and over. Keeping that bit of space between the shoulders and the ears, looking at that top hand. Big inhale, hand goes up, place it down, exhale, back arm up and over. We're giving a little bend and extend to that back elbow. For 3, for 2, and last one, big inhale. Bring that elbow down. Exhale, back arm up and over. Now, even if you think your shoulders are away from your ears, I want you to relax them back. They can always go back a little further. Just take that tension out of the upper body. Reach that arm out of the shoulder even further. And then when you're ready, big inhale, hand goes up. Place that hand down. Exhale, back arm up and over. When you're ready, we're going to bend at the elbow and extend. Bend and extend. Trying to keep those knees down and reaching that top hand out of the shoulder socket. Feeling that space between the ribs and hips. And then big inhale, hand goes up. And exhale, over. Reaching that arm, relaxing those shoulders, and your body is still facing forward, so we're not twisting. Last one, big inhale, hand goes up. Exhale, take it over, bending and extending that elbow. For 3, for 2, and last one. You can bend that elbow down and reach that arm over as much as you can. Keep those knees down, feel the ribs and hips separate on this outside of the body, ribs and hips together on the inside. 4 more seconds, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it to center, hands on the knees, roll those shoulders away. Now we have to go around the world just as we did on the other side. So we're going to bring those hands out from your shoulders, roll the shoulders back. And I always give a thumbs up towards the ceiling when I lift my arm up, because when you reach your arm up, you want to externally roll your arm up. So giving a thumbs up is a good way just to teach your body to move in that plane of motion. So we give a thumbs up here when the arms are up. From here, big inhale, arms go up. Exhale, flex the body to the left. Flex the body forward, flex the side and all the way around. Again, I like to exhale as I do my circle and inhale as I come back to center. Now that breath works for me, it might not work for you, so you can test out the different breaths. There's no right and wrong breaths in Pilates. We only ever recommend a breath. And it's always good to find a breath that matches your movement, so the length of time you're doing your circle. I like to exhale and inhale as you come back. So let the breath be as long as your movement. When you're ready then, reverse that circle. Take it the other way around, trying to keep the movement the same size, and really mobilizing the chest, the shoulders, and trying to keep those knees down to the mat as you do. Another 2. And then go for your last one. When you've finished, pop the hands to the knees. Just roll those shoulders away again. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is bridge. So we're going to need to lie down to the mat. So what you do, just turn and just sit up nice and tall first, with your feet about a tennis ball distance apart and your knees about a tennis ball distance apart. I always like to hold on to my knees and my shins then, as I slowly lower myself down onto the mat. Now when you're lying down, make sure your heels of your feet are still close to your bum. So if they're a little bit further away, step them in, and we still have a tennis ball distance between our feet and our knees. Now you can place your hands down by your hips. Roll your shoulders away and let your chest and shoulders relax down into the mat. Spread your toes, because we're going to be pressing down into our feet to lift us up. What I want you to do here first, take a big inhale. When you inhale, roll your hips towards your belly button, so you plant your low back onto the mat. As you exhale then, press down into your feet, evenly into the left and right foot, to lift both hips up nice and smooth together. When you're at the top, let your chest be a little bit heavier than you think it should be, so we've no arching in any part of the back. Big inhale at the top, then exhale, you're going to melt your spine down, roll down through the ribs, the mid-back, the low back, the tailbone. When you get to the bottom, again, inhale, roll your hips to your belly button, plant that back on the mat. Exhale, stand down into that feet to lift you up. Inhaling at the top, and exhaling, melting down. Now it's really important here that you roll up just as gently as you roll down. So at your own pace, I want you to work through this movement. Trying to connect with every disc of the spine on the way down, and connecting with every disc of the spine on the way up. So it's just as important how gently you roll up as you roll down. Learn to move the spine in both directions with good control. We want to try and keep our bum relaxed here, so our hamstrings, the backs of your thighs are doing a bit more work. And on your next one, we'll go up to the top, we'll hold it up there. Now don't be afraid to press into your hands as it anchors to keep you up. Your hips are nice and balanced. If you're not sure, pop your hands on your hips and make sure they're balanced. If you're dipping into the left or the right side, stand down a little harder into your feet until those hips are balanced. Now once you feel that balance in the hips, I want you to keep the balance there. Leave all the weight in your left leg, right leg comes to tabletop. When you lift the leg up, you don't drop into that hip, you keep that hip up. Hold it for 1, for 2, place that foot down, transfer the weight, opposite leg comes up. We hold for 1, for 2, and place that foot down. And we change again. For 1, for 2, and pop it down. Opposite side, 1, 2, and down. We're going to go for 2 more. 1, 2, make sure those hips are balanced as you do it. And last one, hold it there. 1, 2. Now extend that leg up. From here, what you're going to do, keep your hips balanced, drop both hips an inch, lift both hips an inch. Drop and lift. We're going to go for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and the last one. Hold it at the top, bend that knee, place that foot down, transfer all the weight into that leg, opposite leg comes up, tabletop, and then lengthen it towards the ceiling. Your hips stay balanced, both hips dip, both hips lift. Both hips dip, both hips lift. We're going for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and last one. Bend that knee, pop that foot down, hips are balanced, big inhale, and then exhale, you're going to roll down. Once your bum is down on the mat, give your knees a little hug in towards the chest, and give yourself a small baby rock from side to side. Now from here, spread your feet nice and wide, so I'd actually go a little wider than your mat. Open your hands out wide left and right, palms facing up towards the ceiling, and then you can let both knees fall to the right, and then look to the left. So we'll just ease the hips out, ease the low back out, the spine out. You can inhale to bring your knees to center, and exhale to drop them to the other side. And look in the opposite direction to what your knees are falling. Again, inhale to center, and exhale to change. And then the last time, inhale to center, and exhale to change. You can bring your knees to center then. Bring your hands back down by your sides, and I want you to lengthen your left leg out. Place your hand on your left hip. Now I want your hand there just to make sure that that hip stays steady during this next exercise. The next thing we're going to do is leg circles. So bring your right leg into tabletop, which is just knee over the hip, shin in line with your mat, okay? From here then, what we're going to do is a circle at the hip using the thigh bone. So what I want you to do is bring your thigh bone towards your face. Bring it out the side of your mat, down around to the front of your mat, out across the left side of your body, and then back over the hip. And again, knee comes towards you, it goes out the side, down around to the front, out across the other side, and back. Now, as you go around here, all you're doing, you're just mobilizing your thigh bone in your hip socket. If you need to do a smaller circle, absolutely you can go for a smaller circle. But just make sure as much as you go forward, you go back. As much as you go to the left, you go to the right. So it's a perfectly smooth circle around. And if you find it really easy to do these circles, if maybe you've done a lot of Pilates before, you could do this with a straight leg as you go around. Now that's just going to involve the hamstring a bit more, the backs of your thighs. You can always stay in tabletop if that feels better for you. Keep your chin tucked in ever so slightly so we have a bit of length in the back of the neck. And now when you're ready, we'll reverse that circle. So go out to the side, back around, across, and forward. Forward first, around and back. And all the while we're keeping our left hip steady as we mobilise the right. Because mobility and stability go hand in hand, we can't have one without the other. So while we mobilise the right side, we'll keep that left side nice and steady. Take your breath with you. You might like to exhale as you go around, inhale as you come back. Last 2. And then go for your last 1. And then you can lengthen that right leg out. Take your right hand onto your right hip, bring that left leg into tabletop. Again, we're going to start by bringing the knee, the thigh bone towards us. Bring it out to the side, down around to the front, across the body, and back over the hip. Try to let your shoulders relax as you do this. So if they start to creep up or if they're picking up a lot of tension, just roll them back, take a second, stop the exercise, roll your shoulders, relax your chest, and join back in then when you're ready. Again, you can go for a little bit of a bigger circle if it feels better here, or straight leg. Or if you need to go for a smaller circle to make it a little easier, you can do that. We'll do another 3 in this direction, taking that breath with you. Again, I like to exhale as I go around, and inhale as I come back to center. Last 2. And then last 1. And then we'll reverse it. Take it the other way around and try and still do the same size of a movement as you did in the other direction. Going across the body, forward, out and around. Still trying to keep that right hip steady as you do your circle with this left side. And trying to keep that tension out of the head, neck and shoulders. Take that breath a little lower in the body. Last 3. Last 2. And then when you're ready, go for your last 1. Pop that leg down. And then you can bend your knees in towards your chest. Take your hands to your shins. Give yourself a little baby rock from side to side. Now what we're going to do next is a little bit of core work, okay? So we're going to take our hands, we're going to pop them behind our head and have our elbows out wide. Now from here, we're going to bring both legs into tabletop. So right leg up and left leg up, and stick those inner thighs together, stick your feet together. Keep the inner thighs nice and active, just keep them as close together as you can. Elbows staying wide, nice big inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift the head, neck and shoulders up and look at your belly button. Inhale, release back and rest the head. Then again, big exhale, curl to the top and inhale, release it back. Now what I want you to do is think about moving your ribs towards your hips as you lift up, and then create space between ribs and hips as you rest. Tuck your chin in and only lift up because your abdominal wall is shortening. So you're not pushing your head up with your hands. You're exhaling, shortening that abdominal wall to bring you up. Moving the ribs towards the hips, or imagining that you had a really tight jumper on and you were taking that jumper off over your head. That's the kind of curling and scooping action we're looking for with the shoulders. Another 2. And then last one, we'll go up and hold it there. Now from here, take your hands to your left shin, bring that knee in towards your chest, reach the opposite leg out. We're going to go for a single leg stretch. Take an inhale, exhale, switch the legs. Inhale, exhale, switch. Inhale, exhale, switch. We're going to go for 8, for 7, for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees in, rest down, give yourself a little rock from side to side. Now what we're going to do next is double leg stretch. So that's just going to be just like single leg stretch, except we're going to go for both legs. Now we can go higher into the sky to make it easier, lower is harder. I'll show you now. Bring your legs to tabletop, take those hands behind the head again, elbows wide. Take a lovely big inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to curl to the top and hold it there. This time we're going to bring both knees in towards our chest. Lovely big inhale. As we exhale, reach those legs out, reach the arms out. Lower with the legs is harder, higher is easier. Inhale, draw back in. Exhale, reach it out. Inhale, draw it in. Try and keep the head, neck and shoulders up if we can. If you need to drop them down, you can, but keep moving with the arms and the legs. We're going for 8, for 7, for 6, for 5, and 4, last 3, last 2,
Last one. Bring those hands down by the hips. We're going to do little flutter kicks for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees in, head down, and take a little baby rock from side to side. Well done. Okay. From here, what I like to do, bring my left knee, rock it back towards my chest, and then rock myself up to seated. The next move that we're going to do is called C-curve. So what you want to do from here, sit up tall on the bony parts of the bum, and pop your feet to about shoulder width apart, okay? So nice and wide, plant those feet down, spread your toes. Sit up as tall as you can, find the bony parts of the bum, lengthen through your spine, open your chest, roll those shoulders back, and then bring your hands out in front of your chest, still sitting up really tall. So what we're doing, this is called C-curve, so it's going to a C-shaped position with the spine. So we start nice and upright, nice big inhale, exhale, roll off the bony parts of the bum, scoop your tummy back, scoop your chest back, roll into that C-shaped position, looking at that belly button. Inhale when you're back there, then exhale, you're going to roll forward. Wait until your shoulders are over your hips, stack the spine up, and then we do it again. Big inhale, exhale, roll down, scoop the tummy back, scoop the chest back, still reaching the arms forward. Inhale when you're back there, and then exhale, rolling forward, stacking the spine to the top. And again, in your own time now, working through this. So I want you to think you're scooping the spine back, still reaching the arms forward, and then rolling forward, stacking that spine to the top. Even though we're curling the spine back, we're keeping the space between the shoulders and the ears. And we always sit up tall between repetitions. Next one, when you go back there, go back and hold it there. Inhale, arms go up. Exhale, arms go down. Roll forward. Once you're sitting up tall, arms up. Hands down as you roll down. Once you're down there, hands go up. Hands come down. Roll forward. Once you're sitting up, extend. Lower those hands as you exhale and scoop the body back. Once you're back there, inhale, arms go up. Exhale, arms go down. Big inhale and then exhale, roll forward. Reach those hands to the top. Hands come down as you scoop the body back. Inhale up. Exhale down. Roll forward. Extend the arms. Now you might find that as you reach those arms up, your feet are trying to lift. You're going to have to work hard here to press those feet down and keep that stability. We have another 2. And last one, we'll go down, hold it here. We're going to inhale, arms go up. Exhale, arms go down. Inhale, arms go up. And exhale, arms go down. We're going for 6. For 5, staying in C-curve. For 4. For 3, for 2, and last one, hands forward, roll forward, reach those arms up, and then relax your hands down, roll those shoulders away. Now if you find that you got really shaky and wobbly during that, don't panic. They're the stabilizing muscles in your core when they switch on, and when they need to adapt and get a bit stronger, they kind of vibrate a little bit. So if you found the core was a little bit kind of vibrating or shaky, that's fine, don't worry, the body will adapt and get stronger from there. So the shakes and wobbles are good, never be afraid of them, okay? Now we're going to do one more, we're going to do a bit of rotation this time. So hands come out in front, nice big inhale, exhale down into C-curve, and we're going to do a bit of rotation. So leave your right hand where it is, big inhale, exhale, reach the left hand out, inhale to center. Exhale, right hand out, inhale to center. Exhale, reach, inhale, exhale, reach, inhale. We're going for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and then the last one. Bring it to center, roll forward, pop your hands down on your knees, roll the shoulders away. Well done. Now from here, what we're going to do, just turn and face the front, and we can just cross our feet over. From here, take your hands behind your head, have those elbows wide. Now we're not going to twist for this movement, we're going to slide the body from left to right. So from here, what I'm going to do is bring my left elbow down towards my left hip bone. Reach my right elbow right up to where my head was in center. Inhale, bring it back. Exhale, right elbow to right hip, left elbow up to center, and bring it back. And again, separating ribs and hips on one side of the body, bringing them together on the other, back to center, and again. And center. So your chest is still facing forward all the time. We're not rotating, we're laterally sliding the body. Ribs to hips on one side, ribs and hips separate on the other, back to center, before going off in the other direction. Going for 2 more. And the last one. To center, hands down, roll those shoulders away. When you're ready then, what we're going to do is bring ourselves up to standing on the mat, facing forward. And what you can do, big inhale, arms go up overhead. Exhale, fold that body forward, let your hands come down towards your feet. Give a soft bend to your knees so you can connect your chest onto your thighs. Have your toes spread so your feet are planting into the mat and your head is hanging down really heavy. Look between your knees to the wall behind you so your head hangs nice and heavy and you have a bit of length in the back of the neck. Now from here, let your hands float down to your mat. You can bend your right knee more, try and straighten your left. And then bend your left and straighten your right. And just walk the legs out, one at a time, bending one knee and lengthening one knee. Letting one hip bone drop as the other hip bone lifts. And go for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now give a soft bend to both knees. Sink your chest onto your thighs, looking between your knees. You can shake your head no. And then nod your head yes. And then just let your head hang down really heavy. Have your knees bent as much as you need to get your hands or fingertips down to the ground. From here, bend your knees more, bend your elbows, lower down, press into your hands and feet, extend up. Bend the elbows, bend the knees, sink down, and press back up. So bending those knees, bending the elbows, sinking down, and extend. Last 2. And the last one. Extend up, keep that chest close to the thighs and try and lengthen the legs. When you can't get the legs any straighter, let your chest come off and up, that your legs are straight. Once those legs are straight, keep the hands hanging down heavy, the head hanging down heavy, but just start to roll up. One disc at a time. Peel your spine up on top of your hips. Peel the low back up, the mid back, the lower ribs, the upper ribs. Shoulders, roll those shoulders back. Let your arms become weightless and your head become weightless. Take a big inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale out and around. And last big breath up and out. You're all done. Well done.